Welcome to Film Dispute, episode 2.
What's up? How's it going?
My name is Kevin,
And I'm Nate.
and we're going to be talking about Bird Box today.
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Okay, so this is a movie that pretty much, it's sort of died down now, but so we're kind of late to the party, but literally this was a movie that everybody was talking about for a while.
We definitely had to cover this one.
The thing about this movie is that, in the first 7 days that it came out, apparently over 45 million accounts streamed this on Netflix. And
Wow, that's a lot.
It's crazy to think because I don't know because I was looking at this on Netflix. Whenever I was browsing, I passed by Bird Box because it was usually on the front page on Netflix, and I'll always pass by it, and I was like, wow, this seems like the movie that I really wouldn't want to watch.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of people started telling me, hey, have you seen Bird Box? Or you got to watch Bird Box. And I'm just like, this movie, I don't care about Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, literally the only reason I knew about this was from Twitter memes and stuff like that.
It's spawned a whole bunch of Twitter memes and the Bird Box challenge. My friend told me to watch it. That's pretty much how I watched it. So I was okay, I'll take a watch. And then I watched it, and I thought it was I was pretty disappointed.
The thing I do like, though, is that Netflix, when they release something, there's no commercials or anything, so they allow you to jump in neutral, You're not expecting anything. You read the little diatribe about the summary of the film, but there's no commercials. There's nothing to get you to see it other than your Netflix subscription.
Pretty much. They don't really... nobody really watches the trailers to these Netflix original shows.
Are there even? I don't even think.
No, there are.
Oh,
they have a little snippet, a little trailer in the beginning.
I guess if you don't click
in the homepage, but so people get to watch that, and they'll be like, okay, whatever, I'll watch it. That's the weird thing. For some reason, I don't know why, but people usually go crazy over these Netflix original shows, and I'm like, I don't know.
There haven't been any that have blew me away.
There's been a couple, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs was pretty good.
That was the best one, I'd say.
Yeah, that one. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Yeah, I can't come up with anything.
There's some. I know there are some. Roma. It was nominated for Best Picture. That movie's great. You haven't watched that one. I know that. But that one's a great movie. Alfonso Cuarón. But that one's a great movie. But I don't know. I watched Bird Box. We've seen it twice now, and I thought watching it for the second time, I think it's bad. I think it's a pretty bad movie. I don't know.
You liked it worse the second time, even?
Yeah, no, I hate. I pretty much thought.
I don't hate it.
Worse.
I like it a little better than you, but I definitely see the problems, and I wouldn't want to rewatch it for a third time.
It's well, why do you think it's good?
Do you want to just jump right into it?
Yeah, right. By the way, we're gonna be pretty much spoiling everything in this movie. So if you haven't watched this movie,
you're not missing much.
I don't know if you want to watch it. I feel like
it's short, so you got
it. It is only an hour and a half.
Yeah,
but
thank God.
Right. I don't know. I feel like at this point everybody has watched it because it's just
45 million views.
Yeah, exactly. It's even more now. It's just the first 7 days, 45 million have watched it. It's just so it's definitely grown a lot more, since then. It's just I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into it. So it starts out. It basically Goodfellas you, because in the beginning of Goodfellas, they lamb the trunk, and they put you right into the middle of it. And for this movie, they brought you right with the kids, and they're pretty deep into the movie. They're basically near the end when they started out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
They show you the birds and everything.
Yeah, it starts out with Sandra Bullock saying
"Be careful, stay next to me." And
can I just say, I don't get the hype of Sandra Bullock.
Yeah,
she is such a bad actress. Why was she nominated for? Wasn't she nominated for Gravity or something?
I think so. Yeah, I'd say Gravity's probably her best movie. I can't think of a.
I don't even
think
movie,
and I don't even like Gravity.
I don't. It's just I just hate her face. I hate her.
Yeah.
I hate how square her face is. I hate how she looks like a female Michael Jackson. You know,
Going in. All right.
I don't know. I'm really not into her, and she's like so boring in this movie.
She's boring in this movie.
She's so dull, and
I almost liked her sister's character better.
because Sarah Paulson is like an actual
great actress.
She's a good actress.
Everything she said, I was like, wow, I wish she was the main character. This person's a great actress. And then, spoiler, she dies in the car crash.
Yeah.
But and then they show you something cool, something that got me interested right off the bat. They've got the blindfolds on. She's just had the meeting with the kids, and she runs out, and she's got the line ran throughout the entire front of the house, you know. And she had the counting. She was counting all the paces, which was a nice little detail. She knew how many paces until every turn. I thought that kind of grabbed me a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice that they had that detail.
I thought that part was pretty cool.
Okay, well, I mean, that's fine.
But it's bullshit. She would not have been able to row that boat with a blindfold. I don't care what you say.
It's so unrealistic how she's able to get through. Like, how long are they? They literally ride on this boat for like 24 hours, and they're like, okay,
something like that.
They go through like waterfalls and like all this like shaky
rocks.
Yeah, exactly. Like
basically Niagara Falls. That part upset me a lot.
Exactly. So like the thing is that this there's this, you know, monster or like creature or whatever that's invisible, and basically if you look at it, it'll make you either kill yourself or make you go crazy. And
it's less of a monster and more of a force. But yeah,
exactly.
It's a weird kind of unexplainable force.
It really is. Like there's not much.
It's meant to have some ambiguity into it.
It kind of doesn't really make any sense on how the rules on how this creature works, because I don't know. It's like I said, sometimes it makes you kill yourself. Sometimes it just makes you go crazy and just like try to make other people try to kill themselves by looking at the monster or whatever. So it's just, I don't know. It's just so weird, and I think that really put me off by the movie by that, because it just didn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's a movie. It can do whatever it wants, I guess, because it's a movie. I don't know, but.
I think it's an important plot point that Sandra Bullock's character is pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant. She's like 9 months pregnant, so she's
ready to pop off.
Pretty much ready to pop off with this baby. And like, I don't know if you noticed at all, but like pretty much half the movie, the camera is pretty much set at a like a medium close up pretty much most of the time, so they don't show her belly.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty obvious whenever she doesn't have like her freaking her fake belly, whatever that they put on her. So I found that pretty funny throughout
Let's
the
run
movie.
Through the characters here a little bit. Some people who we both liked the John Malkovich character.
Yeah, John Malkovich is I don't know. He kind of just does his own thing, pretty much. He's
good at playing a drunk character, I think. So.
Exactly. He just plays John Malkovich, and he kind of just does his own thing. Sometimes, like whenever I watch, when I'm watching him in the movie, I feel like sometimes he's like, just pretty much being out of character and just says like whatever he wants. It could be just like a regular ad lib. It's probably not even in script. It's just John Malkovich just talking.
Yeah. Whatever he says, I was down for it. I was glad whenever he was in the scene.
Exactly, yeah. Trevante Rhodes, he played the gay black guy in Moonlight. I don't know if you watched that movie.
I did.
Yeah, that's a great. I mean, I thought that was a great movie. Won Best Picture 2 years ago.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he was a great actor. I mean, but he was like, I don't know, he was boring in this movie. I pretty much almost all the characters I thought were pretty boring in this movie. I'll be honest. Like,
so I'd like to, because Sandra Bullock's relationship with him in the film is
awkward.
Mostly
really awkward.
Because Sandra Bullock is 36 years older than him. That's a large.
It's really
gap.
It's really awkward because you got Sandra Bullock, who looks like a freaking Botox freak, and then you got Trevante, who's like this super handsome, you know.
Yeah.
He's like 39 years old, while Sandra's like 54. So they got this whole like romance going, and it's just so awkward to watch. It's like
It's
it really,
weird.
it literally
It's honestly
creeps me
weird.
out.
Yeah, and I think they're only 3 years into this like Holocaust type scenario, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, they're already like, you know.
I don't know why they decided to get together, but I didn't buy it. The reasons.
It really, it was really dumb watching them try to get together or whatever. You have Machine Gun Kelly in this movie for like a few minutes. He has like 3 lines.
Yeah.
And they're all like the same lines.
He had to try to regain his career after Eminem dissed him.
Pretty much. I mean, like seriously.
Ended his rap career, so he had to start being an actor apparently.
I mean, he's been an actor. He's done like a few movies,
really?
but yeah, he's been in other movies, but like I guess this was like the only movie that I mean, this was the only movie that people actually watched him, because like all the other movies he was in were just like these B movie whatever movies. I mean, I don't.
Luckily, he only had so few lines so that people couldn't quite tell how bad he was. 'Cause he was very bad.
He literally had like 3 lines, and that you see him like
runs away
freaking
with the girl.
Yeah, runs away with the girl, and then you never hear from them again.
Yeah, they steal the car. And by the way, when they put the car, when they seal up the car or they paint it, that's what they do. They paint the car's windows. How are they driving? They were driving with the camera inside the car?
They drove with the GPS, and it was it really, this is what really irks me about the rules of this creature, like, because when they tape up the windows or whatever, you can still like see from the outside. Same thing with like the blindfolds, like you're still able to see through the blindfold like a little when they put the camera on the blindfold and you see that view. How is it able to cover their eyes when they...
This force is never explained.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the big problems with the movie. Is that, but I mean, I also kind of see how that helps the film, because you're as confused as they are as to why people are dying. So it does help their case a little bit, but it hurts the quality of the film overall, I think.
I guess, yeah.
Sandra Bullock walks off that car accident pretty hard with her. It kills her sister, and she just kind of walks out of it.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you got this pregnant lady.
Yeah, pregnant lady. The car flips. It was literally a crazy flips car over. Crash. She just stumbles out of the car and she's fine. I found every scene, it was a cool car flip, but then Sandra Bullock's fine. There was always a plot hole for every cool scene in this film.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
killed it pretty hard.
One thing I will say about this movie is that, one, it did have like a budget. It did have a budget. There was, you could tell that
put towards actors, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, the movie has like an all-star cast.
Which isn't always the secret for success.
Exactly, it has an all-star cast, and like you can tell that they did try to make this. They put effort into this movie. Yeah. It's just like,
and you got to think about what they want, what Netflix wants as a whole. They just want a movie that's watched. They don't care.
Yeah.
Anything else, they don't care about the quality. As long as people have watched it and are talking about it and it's helping their service, then they're fine with it. And I think this was another misstep for Netflix. Didn't quite hit the base.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with this movie to me really is the writing, the pacing, and the acting. Because, well, no, not the acting, because I feel like for the most part, everybody did like tried their best with this movie. Really, it's just like they didn't really have too much to work with because the writing was just so dull and boring. With pacing, one huge problem I have is why did they try to have like 2 different storylines with them? It starts off with Sandra Bullock and the kids, and then they go back to how the tragedy happened and Sandra Bullock with this group of survivors.
Yeah, I think what they were trying to do with the whole split timeline is they're trying to change up the scenery, because you did have these awesome. That was the best part about watching the movie, was these sweeping shots of these trees and this river as she's in the canoe. That was the best part of watching it for me, was just those aerial shots.
Okay.
And so I think they cut that in to kind of get us out of that one house that they were in for forever.
I guess that's true.
Just kind of change a scenery, I think, for the viewers.
That's true, but like, the problem with that is that when you watch the movie and then you see that it's just Sandra Bullock and these 2 kids, that's when that like pretty much all the other survivors are probably going to be dead.
Yeah.
So it kind of leaves no tension throughout, or like any caring for any of these characters, because like you know that they're probably going to die. At least that's how I felt when I first watched it. It was very predictable.
Yeah. Also, speaking of predictable, I think everyone could tell. I don't know. Could you tell that they were going to do that with those two kids?
Do what?
Just the whole scenario of, because remember when they're in the canoe and she's telling that someone has to look and guide the boat.
Mm-hmm.
You remember how they were setting up that they were going to make
they were gonna,
the girl do it,
yeah.
who's not Sandra Bullock's daughter, not even related.
Yeah.
And so there was kind of, I don't know, there was some suspense, but it never really ended up mattering that no one was watching where they were going.
There was there was really like, I mean, that whole scene in general was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like
They were trying to add some suspense, but the guy on the radio was telling him, hey, someone's going to have to look because it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, who's going to have to look? And she was picking between the kids, and then all of a sudden she felt bad, and she was like, oh, no one's looking. Screw it.
Like, what
and
was
then
the
she
point
still
of
ended
that?
up in the same
Yeah.
spot that she was supposed to go. So
Exactly. Well, I'm almost like, what was the point of that whole entire scene?
yeah,
Then?
a lot of wasted time. No payoff at all.
So I feel like I said with the whole two timelines thing, I felt like it would have been better if they did put it in chronological order, because then it would have like a little bit more suspense on who
I'd be
would
interested
die
to see that.
and what. Yeah, yeah. But then again, to me, the most boring parts of the movie were the parts with Sandra Bullock and the two kids. That's my opinion. I thought those were the worst parts. Those were the most boring.
Yeah.
So like,
I actually hated the crazy guy in the middle of the film who comes into the house and kills the.
Oh yeah,
I hated that. I don't know why. It was just, it didn't feel right for the story. Like, it just kind of left everything at a screeching halt.
Well, because for some reason, I guess he was like okay. So I mean, I guess when you're possessed by this creature or whatever, the creature is able to let you be okay or like look normal for like a second
really
with their eyes or whatever, and then their eyes can like go all like crazy again and try to I don't know. It's just so confusing on how this
and that's part of the big problem throughout the whole thing, is that it's just confusing, and questions that you want answered at the end are never answered, and questions that you have in the middle are answered, but not all the way. And there's a lot of just loose knots everywhere.
That one scene where they go into the grocery store, and then what's his name? Lil Rel Howery's character, Charlie. They get they hear one of the employees or whatever that was stuck in the freezer. They hear them, and then they try to check and see if he's like okay, and then you realize that he's not, and he starts going crazy. So Lil Rel Howery's character decides to just go into the freezer and freaking kill himself, freaking risk his life. Yeah, he freaking just jumps in there. I'm like,
to stop the guy from leaving the freezer, he jumps in, tackles him, but he's also in the freezer now, so they get to shut the door and lock it, but now Charlie's dead. And the blood drains under the freezer.
I'm like, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. There could have been like 3 ways there could have been so many other ways it could have handled, and this could have been handled.
And I was actually liking Charlie. He was one of the probably the funniest character.
Yeah,
in the film.
Yeah, he was
definitely the comic relief.
Yeah, I mean, he was an alright character, but
and
like,
then he died in the dumb way.
He freaking dies in the stupid. I mean, like, John Malkovich literally had a shotgun. He could have just blew that guy to bits.
Yeah, even shoot through the door. Like, at some point,
exactly. Like, it was so
not worth it.
It was so stupid. There's so many freaking dumb, obnoxious decisions that these characters make.
When someone sacrifices themselves in a film, the audience shouldn't say, "That guy's kind of an idiot. Why did he do that?" Right, because that's not what I would have did.
Exactly.
That was not good.
That one where when Sandra Bullock and the two kids, where she has to when she gets out of the boat and tries like searching around or whatever. I can't remember what she was doing, but she leaves the boat and she left the kids there. She left the kids there, and she told the girl, they call the young girl, their names are boy and girl in the movie because for some reason Sandra Bullock said that it would be better to call them boy and girl because it would be better to.
I didn't understand that because she didn't seem to have like attachment issues in the beginning of the film before the outbreak. So I didn't understand why she wouldn't give them proper names. Did you ever get that?
I mean, she said that she didn't want to have this child in the first place, and just like throughout the movie, she's just like, oh, I really don't want to have this kid. Or
it's just
whatever.
Weird to like unpersonify them by calling them boy and girl.
I thought that was really dumb. It was kind of like a super dumb decision, but it was even more like cringy at the end.
But yeah, you learn about that at the end, and by that time, there's so many more things that happened that just couldn't happen or that are weird or unexplained that you just don't even care that they're called boy and girl at the end.
Yes, I mean, but anyway,
the least of our problems at the end.
Yeah. Anyway, when she goes out and she tells girl in the movie, Sandra Bullock tells her to like stay on the boat, and then freaking obviously the creature tries to like manipulate the girl or whatever, and and when she hears like gunshots because Sandra Bullock's getting attacked by this creature, and it's so funny when Sandra Bullock tries to literally shoot the freaking creature with a freaking gun, and I'm like,
it's like trying to shoot the wind.
Pretty much.
What are you doing?
It's so dumb. But then like girl decides to freaking get out of the boat when she literally clearly told her not to. It's like so dumb.
Sandra Bullock is pretty mean to girl after that scene though. I was like, damn, you gonna do her like that? She was like,
she deserved it. She was like literally.
Yeah, I get it.
She was so. Why would she do that? I hate it when it's such like a cliche where the freaking like a child has to like create conflict by doing like dumb things.
Yeah, child does something dumb, creates a problem for the adult, and then that's the movie. The adult has to fix it.
Exactly. So it's so that was a really frustrating scene for me.
So Olivia, she's the person who has Girl. Girl is actually her mother, or her daughter, excuse me.
Who's this like super annoying lady?
Super annoying.
Obnoxious.
But what are the chances that you got two pregnancies happening on the same night?
Literally at the same time. I'm like, how convenient
that's where
is
they
that?
lost me. I was like, so there's a handful of people who made it into this house during the outbreak. And one of them, she came later, excuse me. She did come later. But they had their pregnancies on the same night.
Literally, literally going on almost like back to back.
Yeah, literally like, there's one and there's the other. It's like they could have been twins for how close they were born.
That was like, it didn't. This movie just does not make sense to me. It frustrates me so much because
the more you think about it, the first time I watched it, I think I even texted you. I was like, yeah, 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
I think you said 8 actually.
Whoa, let's take it easy. That's blasphemy.
I'm pretty sure you texted me. Yeah, I'd give it like an 8. I was like, are you kidding me? I gave it like a 5.
Over the second viewing, yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I was gonna say it's probably a 5, just because inexcusable consequences or coincidences.
The pacing was really annoying. I hated the 2 timelines. How it had to switch back and forth because it was really. I mean, to me,
that's the one part I didn't quite mind, the switching back.
Really, I thought it was dumb because I thought it was there was literally no point to really watching with Sandra Bullock in the survivor part because you know what's going to happen. All these people are going to die in the end. It was
great scenery, and the whole trying to get to the guy in the walkie-talkie was great, but they just the ending of the film was just rushed. The last 20 minutes was like
worst part of the movie. Done. Worst part.
She basically stumbles right up to the front door, opens it up, and it's over. I was like, what? I literally looked at the amount of time I had left in the movie. I was like, oh, I guess that is it. I was like, geez, okay. Wrapped it up like that.
When, that whole scene where Sandra Bullock loses the two kids, whatever, in the movie, and she's just. Oh my gosh, it's so cringy when she like monologues about how she's like, I guess like before in the movie she was like telling a girl this story or whatever, and I guess she doesn't finish it, and I guess girl thinks that she's like upset with Sandra Bullock, and so at the end of the movie where she's trying to find girl because she feels like she's like not trying to that girl's like purposely trying to leave her. So Sandra Bullock just monologues like, I'm so sorry, girl. Let me finish you the story.
And then doesn't she have a whistle or something that she blows? She finally finds her at the end.
No, she just kind of just walks up to her.
Yeah, she's like, please, girl, I love you so much. And then girl like
she literally just comes up out of nowhere. I was ridiculous. Just like, that was so cringy.
Yeah.
I hated that scene. And when at the very end where Sandra Bullock decides to finally name them, she freaking names the girl like Olympus. And I was like, what?
No, doesn't she name it Olivia? Her Olivia?
No, she names her Olympus.
Wow, I totally read that wrong the entire time. I thought at the end she was like Olivia because I probably
no. I don't think I think Olympia actually. Olympus or Olympia.
That might be it.
Olympus or Olympia.
Okay.
Maybe you are right.
I'm pretty sure it's Olivia.
Maybe you are right.
She doesn't know her mother. I'm pretty sure it is Olivia. But yeah.
Hold up.
But even that is cringy. That's expected. I expected that 100%.
Here, I'm showing her right now. Olympia.
I have it right here. Let me see. Yeah.
So she names her after the mom, I guess.
Yeah, in a way, it was weird.
Yeah, she names her after the mom. I totally forgot that the mom was named Olympia too. So I thought she just named her.
The mom's Olympia?
For lack of a better word, the fat mom. Yeah. That was her name was Olympia.
Wow, the entire time I thought it was Olivia. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
A lot of these, I mean, you got Olympia, you got Mallory. It's kind of like dumb names.
Yeah, shows how much attention I paid.
Yeah, so they
even in my notes, it's written all over here. Olivia.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, so names her Olympia, and then names the boy Tom after the father. I mean, not after the father because it's just Trevante.
Yeah.
But after Trevante's character, and just that whole like entire like ending scene was just like so tacked on and so obnoxious. It was just so frustrating. It really frustrates me on how many people loved this movie. Like literally, people lost their minds with this movie when it came out, and I was just like,
I think it was overhyped a little bit just because I saw it a little bit late, but it was just like I was getting bombarded with news about this. It
was okay. I mean, at least it's entertaining, and it doesn't really bore you really throughout the movie. It's just, it's just dull. It's dull, and it's I guess it's like better than some of the other Netflix originals. Maybe.
Definitely not better than Buster Scruggs. Buster Scruggs was really good. Yeah,
but it's very accessible. That's what it is too.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
It's a very accessible movie,
and I think that's Netflix's anthem, basically, just accessibility.
Right. And so it is a movie that pretty much anybody can really watch. So I can see sort of on how this movie got really popular. It's just crazy how much it really blew up, because it's not really the kind of movie that I would think would like just explode. It just really did, because pretty much, I mean, for the most part through word of mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it really blew up. I mean, yeah, they did because the thing about this movie is that it definitely, if this was released in theaters, it wouldn't have been as much as popular as it would have been on Netflix. It just, I feel like it came out at the right time, and because it came out like during Christmas, and so
everyone was home. Yeah.
So it came out at the right time, and it was on the front page of Netflix. So, you know, people are always going to be on that because for some reason, like, people will just watch. I mean, a lot of like mainstream audiences will just like watch whatever is on the front screen.
Yeah, they'll just click the first thing.
as smug as that sounds of me.
Yeah,
but you know, I mean, it's the truth. I feel like people just watch just like a bunch of these Netflix originals and just think they're great. People love like House on Haunted Hill. Have you watched that TV show?
No, I haven't.
It's like a lot of people are talking about that TV show too, saying that it's basically like a crappier American Horror Story.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah,
and I heard that exactly, and I was like, I haven't even seen American Horror Story, so I just wrote it off completely. I was like, I might as well just watch American Horror Story.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that one's a pretty dumb TV show. 13 Reasons Why is a freaking terrible TV show.
Yeah.
I and that show like blew up too. At least with like people our age. So I don't know. It's
But at the end of the day, for Bird Box, I think we're trailing off here to the end. At the end of the day, I liked the concept so much. I've even made a short film. I think you even saw it. About this same kind of concept. I love the idea of the story, but the plot holes, they were just too much. There were just too many
plot holes,
confusion, stuff that killed it for me.
Mm-hmm. Too many decisions that the characters made that were just complete made no sense.
Yeah,
and
coincidences.
Sandra Bullock, pretty much being as dull as ever.
Yeah,
in this movie,
it was rough.
But you know, if you liked it, I mean, for all the people that did watch it, that recommended it to me, I'm glad you liked it. But it's definitely not,
not a must watch. That's for sure.
Not a must watch, in my opinion.
All right, I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean,
real quick, I do want to add. If this would have changed anything for you. So I think this was actually a short, either a novel or a short story before.
It was, yeah. I think this was based off of a novel.
Yeah, I read a couple of the things about it. I can't remember all of them, but the one I do remember was that one of the differences between the ending of the film and the story is that at the end it wasn't just a blind, because it kind of threw me off that it was just a blind hospital type of thing. At the end there that they kind of found a safe haven in. And in the book, it was pretty gruesome. It was a clan of people who had just gouged out their eyeballs. Oh
yeah, I did hear about that.
I feel like I kind of would have liked that a little better. Just made the whole story a little darker in general.
It would have, yeah, but you know that would have ruined the accessibility of the movie. Probably.
I think they kind of wrapped it up with a bow at the end too much, and I think for a story like that, you got to have a darker ending.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. As much as I would have liked that, but you know, I wouldn't imagine Netflix doing that.
Anyway, that was Bird Box.
This is Bird Box, yeah. Bird Box, 5 out of 10 for me. Probably.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10, a little higher.
Really? Honestly, I was thinking about giving it a 4.
4?
I really did not enjoy this movie. But you know, it kept me through. I didn't fall asleep during it, but you know, it was whatever.
Yeah, my first viewing of the film, I enjoyed it a little more than I did the second time. The second time, I really got a chance to just rip it apart and watch it with a closer eye.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I guess that'll do it for Film Dispute. We didn't really have much of a dispute. We kind of sort of we sort of agreed for the most part, but we'll think of a movie
kind of ganged up
next
on this
time.
one.
Yeah, exactly. We'll think of a movie that I would either like or you hate, and that you don't like, or that you would like that I hate. So
there's a bunch of them.
I think there are.
Let's find one.
Yeah, we'll find one. All right.
All right. Thanks for watching. This has been Film Dispute. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Nate.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.